Hi guys, I am very excited to say hello for the very first time. This is the Cowboy Divine, and welcome to my channel. I'm coming at you today with a pick a card reading, and we're focusing on general messages from the universe, and then I'm going to use my intuition and the tarot to channel some advice after I tap into that energy. And I've also went ahead and did some automatic writing this morning for every pile, so I'm going to pull some channeled messages from the void as well. If you are not new to pick-a-cards, I will see you at your pile. If this is the first time you've done a pick-a-card reading, let's get into that. So what I've done is laying some crystals on these piles. What you're going to do is use your intuition or your gut feeling to address which or select which pile you are most drawn to. On pile 1, we have amethyst. On pile 2, orange calcite. On pile 3, clear quartz. So once you have selected the pile you're most drawn to, you will scroll down to the description box or the comment box below, select your timestamp, and I will see you at your reading. Okay, pile 1, hello, welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose the purple amethyst, for some reason this guy spoke to you. For me, amethyst is really about psychic protection, and honestly, it's a very soothing crystal, so maybe those qualities really speak to you right now. So for your animal medicine card, we have the wolf. So I thought to start off this reading and maybe just a little introduction and pick up on my energy, I would just read this from the book. Intuitively, this one is about leadership. This specific deck, it puts this guy as the teacher. For the numbers, let's see, 1 is about a new beginning, and 5 is about change. And together that's 6, which really stands for harmony. So there must be something in your life that really wants to come to light, because we have that moon there. And I feel like this is really a call to step into your power. Maybe there's something that you've been really interested in doing, and you just really haven't found your voice yet. Something that you feel very passionate about, but maybe some people in your family don't, or some people in your friend group don't. So let me just read from the book. Wolf is a pathfinder, the forerunner of new ideas, who returns to the clan to teach and share medicine. Wolf takes one mate for life and is loyal like dog. If you were to keep company with wolves, you would find an enormous sense of family within the pack, as well as strong individualistic urges. These qualities make Wolf very much like the human race. As humans, we also have an ability to be part of society and yet still embody our individual dreams and ideas. I feel that very strongly. A need to find your own place in the world without being held back by your family or your friends or outdated models or self-limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. This is a reminder to, and I just saw birds, this is a reminder to step into your authentic uniqueness because it's what makes you stand out, stand alone. You can be both part of the pack, but also the individual member. Let me keep going. That was just strongly this is the message right here. In the Great Star Nation, Wolf is represented by the dog star, Sirius, which legend tells us was the original home of our teachers in ancient times. Sirius was thought to be the home of the gods by the ancient Egyptians and is still considered so by the Dogon tribe in Africa. It stands to reason that Native American peoples would formulate the same connection and adopt wolf people as the clan of teachers. The sense of wolf are keen, and the moon is its power ally. The moon is the symbol for psychic energy or unconsciousness that holds the secrets of knowledge and wisdom. Baying at the moon may be an indication of Wolf's desire to connect with new ideas, which are just below the surface of consciousness. That's that one energy. Let's see. Wolf medicine empowers the teacher within us all to come forth and aid the children of Earth in understanding the great mystery and life. If you have drawn Wolf's card, you may be able to share your personal medicine with others. Your intuitive side may also have an answer or teaching for your personal use at this time. As you feel Wolf coming alive within you, you may wish to share your knowledge by writing or lecturing on information that will help others better understand their uniqueness or path in life. It is in the sharing of great truths that the consciousness of humanity will attain new heights. Wolf could also be telling you to seek out lonely places that will allow you to see your teacher within. In the aloneness of a power place devoid of other humans, you may find the true you. Look for teachings no matter where you are. Wolf would not come to you unless you requested the appearance of the tribe's greatest teacher. Okay, so let's continue with your reading, Group 1. Okay. So with the Ace of Swords, the swords are really about lightening the burden, whatever's on your mind. They are the element of mind and thought. And in the upright position, and I don't always read reversals, in the upright position, this is a gift from the divine. And this is a new idea. And honestly, this has to do with your soul's highest purpose. That's why we have the crown right here. And it's flowering. It's in great bloom with these green wreaths of sorts. I think this is an olive branch. I don't really know what that is. Maybe palm. Palm also represents our thoughts. Palm trees. And the hand emerging from the cloud is always a gift from the universe of sorts. Now, in reverse, the imagery for me is pulling the sword from the stone. And as you know, with great force, the sword cannot be loosened, and you cannot grasp it. You can pull as hard as you want, but it's not going to come there. And I feel like you guys might be really interested in figuring out what your life's purpose is right now. And with all the gray I have going on so far, I feel like you have really spent a lot of time in your mind, and it might do you some good to, like actually the Wolf card was suggesting, to take a step back, to retreat into nature, or wherever you have a quiet, this guy wants to come out. Okay. Wherever you have a quiet place of solitude. And this idea, it feels like it may actually have already come, because regardless of its orientation, this is a gift. And the aces represent a new beginning, a new idea, and this one is sort of divine intervention. And we do have this one again in this 15 number from the Wolf. Now, threes are about creation, and we have these 3 cards piercing this heart against this very gray background, and I'm just now realizing that this King of Cups in reverse is also very gray, which tells me that you all need to ground yourself. So obviously, if he's upside down like this, he's going to fall, and he's on a very strong, graphic, gray cement pillar, and it's going to crash on top of him. But I also sense that you guys are very emotionally mature, and that, honestly, I'm going to let that train of thought go. Back to the 3 of Swords. This usually stands for a breakup of sorts, and maybe this is talking about some friendships or relationships with your family needing to end in order for you to step into your power, in order for you to pursue this goal or dream of yours that you have wanted for a long time. And I feel like this is something that you already know about. It's just you haven't really given yourself permission to move forward in it. And you cannot be everyone's cup of tea is what I just heard. You will not please everyone, and it's so important. And it's not egotistical or arrogant or any of these negative traits that society likes to place on it. Putting yourself forth, yeah, my throat just closed, so this is important. Putting yourself first is the only way to uplift everyone around you. If you go after people and try to raise their vibration, try to make them see your way, it's always going to flop. And it's never going to pan out in the manner you really wish, and you're never going to change their mind on a level that is going to match yours, because you can't know anyone else besides yourself. And maybe this is also a message of, this could be a figure who is causing this emotional issue with you, causing this heavy burdened mind, something to do with the heart. You know, I'm actually being pulled to go for my romance deck. Let's see if there's a possible message in here. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Alright, just give me a second to feel into this. Okay, pile ones. What I'm getting is that there is something, your divine purpose, your purpose here on earth, your greatest calling, what you really want to do is something that you've already been given insight about. You already know this. You just haven't given yourself permission to step into that place, to move forward into it. And I want to give you a reminder that baby steps count and matter, and that sometimes large feats look impossible when you look at the big picture, but being able to identify what that is also super important and empowering, because if you know where you're going and what you want, you can identify a million little steps you have to take along the way. And taking that first step is all you have to do, no matter how small that is. And I feel like you might think that your current partner or family members are not going to look at you the same way, and I want to tell you that if you're with someone right now, they're not going to leave. I'm not getting that. You have a very strong connection with your partner right now, and if you don't have a partner and you're single, I feel like this is a message to move forward, because you're very emotionally mature and you might not need a relationship at this time, because there's always going to be someone out there for you. And it looks like in this incarnation, you actually have a soulmate. I mean, look how similar these positions are. We have the man on both images. On the right-hand side, she's wearing the green dress, he's wearing the green shirt. And it feels like, honestly, I just got a message that you guys might be intersex or trans. So that's a thing. But this is also about having both the masculine and the feminine energies within inside you. And maybe the message here is that go forward regardless of stereotypes, regardless of what society thinks, regardless of what your parents think. It truly boils down to you. You are the most important. You are the leader. And this is really your time to step forward. We've been spending a lot of time in our head, and I think that it's causing us some emotional turmoil. And with so much gray energy and just this heavy sword energy, really the secret to moving forward right now and lessening this burden is to just give yourself permission to accept this life purpose. And you can just say, I give myself permission to accept becoming a magician. I was going to say musician, so maybe that's a sign. I don't know why magician came out. And because you only have to be yourself, and you're only going to be the happiest when you are being yourself. And that's what I'm getting as a read for right now. I do have a few messages from the void, which I would like to draw. I always sit and do an automatic writing session for each pile, and 3 words came to you, and let's see. Ruby slippers. Okay. So right away, I mean, this cannot be separated from The Wizard of Oz. And ruby slippers specifically, let's see, Dorothy always had with her the ruby slippers and thus the way to go home, all the while she was traveling down the yellow brick road. So maybe The Wizard of Oz is really a favorite movie of yours. You're someone who really enjoys sensuality, and there's no place like home. There's no place like home. True, absolutely true. But home will always be there too. And I think that those who love you will always be with you as well. And it's okay to go away somewhere for a while. Perhaps you need to go to school far away, maybe in another country. And you're afraid of relationships that might not last or be able to span the distance. I think they will. With ruby slippers as well, you might be a fashion student or someone who's interested in fashion. And rubies might be important to you as well. And just know that your pack is always there to support you. The ones who don't support you are not your pack. And you have a soul family, people on this planet who are interested in you and want to support you is another way of looking at soul family. And basically, my advice to you is give yourself permission to accept this life purpose, whatever this happens to be in your life at this time. And with this wolf energy, you could be a teacher. You really could be wanting to go into teaching. And you might not think, based on self-limiting beliefs of anyone in your family or society, that teachers aren't going to make enough money, and that's a reality. They're super underappreciated, but they are also the most valuable people in my mind in society. Both of my parents were teachers, and I think that they truly are burdened with the most. They've been fit with the job of raising the minds of the next generation. And if you look at it that way, I can't really find another position on this planet that has more importance or more influence behind it. I don't know. I really needed to speak out about teachers in this moment because they are the most inspirational. So that sums up your reading. And if you liked this and felt it resonated in any way, make sure to give us a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, you can go ahead and press subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading for those of you who chose the orange calcite. And this guy for me is huge energy. If you're feeling lethargic, fatigued, work with this stone. It's also just, I love it. It literally looks like a piece of orange. Like, you know when you skin a mandarin orange and you just pull out the ripe fruit? It looks like that. And I love this orange calcite. So let's look at your animal medicine card. Okay, you have the Black Panther. I will honestly say I've never drawn this card for myself. Immediately, I'm really drawn to the purple black fur. It's the thing that's catching my eye the most, and it's making me think of ultraviolet. So those who lie outside of the visible spectrum. And we've got these great gold and amber eyes. So you are someone who can sense perhaps even other energies. Maybe you're more inclined to be sitting into your psychic energy and knowing. You're just more comfortable with it than others. Or you may be on a spiritual path right now. But I just get this sense that you can read people really well, read people's emotions, things that you can't see physically. You're very good at sensing. Danger, perhaps. You could be clairvoyant, clairsentient, or just have this steady knowing, claircognizance. I'm going to be reading this card. I just wanted to give my quick little 2 cents. But from the book, let's see. Embracing the unknown. You can see the unknown. So that's what the Black Panther stands for. That's really cool. For me, 5 is about change. 2 is about duality, bringing together thought realms and unseen realms. So feeling and tempering ideas and feelings and finding common ground and a gray area in between them. And then 5, 6, 7 is about, again, divine knowledge for me. 3 is creativity. 4 is stability, but also the earth realm. And I think of 3 as more of like a cups energy. And so again, combining the 3 and the 4 to make 7 is bringing this unseen plane, ideas, longings, into reality, making them concrete and visible. And through that process of tempering both of them, you gain divine knowledge, which is the 7. So it's very cool that this card indeed has to do with embracing the unknown. So let's just see what this says. Okay, Black Panther slid silently through the bayou, her golden eyes catching the starlight, midnight fur soundlessly rippling over her stealthy sinew, muscle, and bone. She and her mate were the last of their kind in the homeland of the Caddo tribe. The Panther clan had been honored and respected by the red people of the bayou for hundreds of years. Black Panther's medicine allows human beings to face their fears and dark behaviors, exploring those internal shadowy aspects of being. Most of Panther's tribe had been stalked and killed by the other two-leggeds, who had come across the big water and who fear their own dark natures. Those people were in need of her healing medicine. That night, the Black Panther stood at the edge of the swampy bayou, sniffing at the night, trying to catch the scent of any newcomer willing to go beyond their fears and trust her medicine. Okay, I have to stop myself. I just got a little flash of insight that you guys are indeed highly intuitive. You have psychic tendencies. We all do. You're more in tune to them. I want you to go forward and to embrace them and not be afraid of the unknown within your comfort level, obviously. But that message of newcomers wanting to go beyond their fears and not trusting your medicine, you should trust your intuition. I just needed to get that out there. Let's see. So, no, not on this night, but she would patiently wait for one courageous explorer of the healing potential found in the dark of the unknown. The Caddo people call her clan the Black Panther, and her tribe was known as the Midnight or Black Jaguar to the Maya. The color black is honored by the red race. Darkness is the place for seeking and finding answers, for accepting healings, and for accessing the hidden truth of light. Black Panther teaches us through our dreams to delve into the places within ourselves that need healing. She shows us how to track the unfamiliar territory found on the journey of self-discovery and to go fearlessly into the unknown. You guys might be on a spiritual journey at this time in your lives, a spiritual awakening as well. If that's a confirmation, take that as it is. If that's not you, leave it. If the Black Panther has appeared today, it may be telling you not to worry about the future. Trust that you are not supposed to mentally figure it out at this time. You may need to confront fears of the unknown, of being less than you truly are, or an ability to simply be. That is so important. Let go of fears that appear as obstacles or barriers. Embrace the unknown and flow with the mystery that is unfolding in your life. The next step may be leaping empty-handed into the void with implicit trust. The stillness of the void, find the will to avoid foolish interruptions, going deeper in your own self-discovery and healing process. Here you will discover Black Panther's unexpected blessings. And I just heard expect the unexpected. And I think when you're in a place of needing emotional healing or just sitting in stagnant energy, and maybe that's why you're drawn to the orange calcite. Sitting in a place where you don't feel like you can move forward, it's important to let that go and to embrace affirmations that light you up. And what I'm getting to is one of my favorites is expect the unexpected. That amount of hope, it turns the unknown into more of like a wild card or a game of chance. And I think it's just so much more comforting and it gives me the ability to just be in the present moment without constantly thinking about the future. What do I want to bring in? What do I need to be happier? What's coming next? And I think that we sit in our minds a lot, and especially you, Pile 2, because you are so perceptive and insightful, intuitive, in tuned with the psychic energies that you encounter. Psychic meaning of the mind, feeling, things you can't see. It's okay to just be in the present. Something that just came to mind was we have depression when we are ruminating about the past. We have anxiety when we are ruminating about the future. And in order to alleviate both of those, it's just important to be in the present moment. So that's what I'm getting from this card. Let's go ahead and move forward with the tarot. Okay. All right, universe, where are my pile 2s? A breath of fresh air. I want my pile 2s to take a deep breath right now into your stomach, so we'll do it together. And let it out. When I get the Page of Swords, to me, it's clearing of the mind. So the swords are all about relieving, making the burden lighter. So things that are on our mind are burdening us, and they really give us the keys to identifying them, which gives us the power to remove them. Okay, why is this Page of Swords here? Okay, well, I will just take them all. Under the deck we have the King of Wands. Okay. So just give me a second, pile 2, to read into this. Okay. So the first thing I'm seeing is that we have 2 major arcana cards. We have the Fool and Temperance, and I just have to say that this, I'm getting a lot. If I were tuning into this reading, I most likely would have picked this pile, because this is really strong as far as going on in my life right now, especially with these 2 cards. So the Fool to me is my favorite card in the entire deck. People attach connotations of leaping blindly into the unknown, or being a fool. The Fool is my favorite kind of energy. I feel like the only way to encounter and experience the world is to know it, and the only way to know it is through experience and living life as if it were an experimentation. I could go into so many stories about this right now, and honestly, maybe I'll do a podcast about it. But when you start realizing that you truly have the power to shape your world and your experiences to match what your inner desires are, it will open up your mind. It will be a breath of fresh air. Because I will just share this one story with you guys. So I used to be really into photography. That's what I did for my undergrad, and then I graduated and I went back home. And for those of you who don't know, I am from Maine, and there is not a lot in Maine in an economic sense, but I truly love the nature. That's a tangent. So after being in Maine for a year and not really being able to use my liberal arts degree, I was looking to into more schooling, essentially. I had applied to many jobs and I was getting nothing, and in hindsight I can realize I really truly had no experience, nothing hireable. I had a lot of talent, but I had nothing for a resume. And so I chose to apply to school, and I applied to 5. I got into 1, and I did not get into my number 1. And after being in Savannah for a while, I came to realize that honestly I had made the wrong decision, and this school was not the school for me. It just was not a program suited to me, and I honestly feel like I want to go into that later, but let's focus on this reading. So I was really introspective, and I woke up in the middle of the night one night, and I was like, you know what? I should just reapply to my number one school, which was CalArts in Valencia, California. It was like 3 in the morning. I reached across my desk and I just scribbled on a piece of paper, apply to CalArts. And I already knew that the deadline was either past or fast approaching, and it turned out that it actually had already passed, but I was ignorant to that. And I just went forward anyways, and I applied. And for some reason, my application went through. Everything really came together. I got my letters of recommendation from all my professors. The turnaround was very fast, unusually fast. And long story short, I was accepted and offered an interview. And I went to California and had my interview, went back to Georgia, and I was like, okay, so I either go or I stay. And I sat down for a while, because I'm an intuitive. I sat down for a while and I was trying to really identify what I wanted. And I really embraced going out into nature to get a fresh head, fresh air. And it just came to me that I was not happy in Savannah. I knew that Maine and the lack of the economy or any sort of employment really drove me forward. And I was also awakening to this idea of experimenting with my life and not being so serious, which is extremely frightening. I get that, and I get what I'm suggesting is very unorthodox. And but I did it. I left Savannah. I quit that school, and I just went in a different direction in my life. And I could not be happier of that moment. But truly, it was stepping into the unknown. And God, your reading is it just makes so much sense. I have so much to say right now. It was also empowering at the same time. As frightening as it was, I felt like I actually was in charge of my life, and I wasn't just going down the same prescribed road that everyone does in society. Graduate high school, go to college, know at the age of 18, magically, what you're supposed to fucking do for the rest of your life, which is crazy. And I just felt like I really took the steering wheel back and was able to guide my life in a brand new direction. And it just gave me a sense of just wholeness again. I felt like myself again. That message just really had to come out. So when we have these cards, these major arcanas, this talks about events moving forward that are really out of our control. This is more like destiny happening, fated events, where the minor arcana we can shift that energy around still. Now, I feel like, wow, we are truly balanced. We have the swords, the pentacles, the wands. We even have some cup energy going on with this temperance card. There is some element in your life. Actually, no. I think for this reading, I'm stumbling over my words because I'm getting a really strong manifestation reading right here. And when we have the Two of Wands, we have literally the world is in your hands. And when you step into this power of knowing that you truly are in charge and you can make seemingly crazy ideas without, dying, like we're literally, what's the worst that could happen? Go for it. You just have to sit long enough with your thoughts. You are intuitive. I want you to go for it, is what I'm really feeling. And really identify what it is that you want. Because when we have the Ace of Pentacles, we also had an Ace come out in the pile one. This is a gift from the divine. but it is also fate as well, kind of like the major arcana cards. And this gift is in the pentacle form, so this is a talent, a, a job offer it could be. And I get the sense, because we have this motif repeated right here, that you guys are very powerful manifestors. It's just about identifying what it is you truly want. If we don't know what that is, maybe take a break, take a step back, go somewhere where you can be by yourself with your thoughts, and just treat it honestly super black and white. And this is one of the few times I will use that, because I hate black and white thinking, binary thinking, blah. There is only ever gray. Treat it as sort of just really, what is making me happy? What is making me sad? And just write it down. Just identify it. What do I want? As soon as you identify it, you guys are so powerful at manifesting that you can focus on that and bring that into being without any hiccups. And then we have the Temperance card. And because both of our cards are in reverse, I really sense that you're holding on to something that is an outdated model that no longer serves you. This could be people in your life. This could be thoughts. And I'm getting thoughts because we have the swords right here. And the first bit of advice from the universe is a breath of fresh air. And I think that is actually, the coded message is a new perspective. I think that potentially it's embracing the unknown, to take this leap of faith truly, because you will be so much happier, but also you will know what you want. If you're meant to leave a job right now, if you're meant to maybe leave a religion, honestly, meant to leave some self-limiting belief behind. What I mean by self-limiting is a belief that you didn't create or design. For example, all kids have to go to high school and immediately to college. That's a self-limiting belief. Did you design that? Was that your thinking, or was that society thinking for you? You should step into your extreme power of simply being yourself, as perceptive as you are, and taking this leap into the unknown. Because when we have these cards in reverse, we are really resisting. And when we have major arcana, this is going to happen anyways. Not to scare you, that's not scary. Nothing is scary once you can look at it in the face and acknowledge what it truly is. Nothing can take away your power. Nothing can take away the power of the presence of mind. That needed to be said for some of you. So know that once you acknowledge your power, these events are going to move through swiftly, is what I'm getting. This is a very swift energy going on. And I feel like you truly are about to transform your life once you take this leap of faith. Temperance is about going with the flow thereafter. It's about identifying ideas and goals in your life that are going to encompass a whole lifetime. So we see this long path all through this green pastures into the mountains where the sun is rising. And it's just a measure to... I can't ignore the fact that we have an archangel here. So you are being divinely guided and protected at this time. I feel like for my pile twos, you know what I'm talking about. You've been able to identify that early on in this reading, and I want to just honestly sum it up here and say that you go for it, you badass, because you are master manifestors. You're going to get what you want. It's just going to take you leaping into the unknown. It's going to take a new perspective, but trust that you're being guided divinely, because you truly are, and know that these events are coming, and the only way to progress is to move through them. The only way out is through. And I think that's the message that I want to send and end with my pile 2s. If you like this reading, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, you can go ahead and press subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next reading. Bye! I totally forgot to draw your messages from the void, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. I sit down before every reading and I like to channel anything that comes, little phrases, mottos, sentences, words. And let's see. Okay, so I heard record, and it wasn't like record as in I won the blue ribbon, I won my race. Record as in music, and then I heard specifically flute. So those can be messages of affirmation, confirmations for you. Maybe you are interested in going into music, for example. Maybe you're looking to round out some vocals or tracks with a new kind of sound, and that could be flute. And I'm actually thinking about that right now. Flute's not really used in music nowadays. So that might be something, an inspiration, a creative idea for you. And this could be facing the unknown, going to music school, starting something like that. Releasing this record that you've been holding on to. Maybe you've written a lot of songs and you just haven't shared them with anyone. Go ahead. What are you afraid of? Share that. The worst thing that can happen is that they don't like it. That's not that bad. The best thing that could happen is that they do like it. So if you like it, go ahead and share that. So again, just record, and specifically relating to music. And then again, specifically flute. Okay, that's it. Bye, pile 2. Hi, pile 3s. Welcome to your reading for those of you who chose the clear quartz. Clear quartz is my absolute favorite crystal to work with, and for the most part, it's because you can charge it with the intention of any other crystal. For example, amethysts are really good for soothing. If you don't have amethyst, but you have clear quartz, you suddenly have a soothing crystal. So that's that guy there. And let's start with your spirit animal or medicine. So we have the turtle, and we have 10. 10 for me is the end of a cycle. And this start of a new. And we have these little bits that could be rocks, but I just immediately read them as eggshell fragments. And this guy is not so much a big turtle, but a little turtle. Which is interesting because I've never read that before. So this could be a new beginning, in another way of saying end of a cycle, a new beginning. And for the other piles, I have read from the book, and I will start your reading by doing the same. So turtle is representative of Mother Earth. In Native American teachings, turtle is the oldest symbol for planet Earth. It is the personification of goddess energy and the eternal mother from which our lives evolve. We are born of the womb of Earth, and to her soil our bodies will return. In honoring the Earth, we are asked by Turtle to be mindful of the cycle of give and take, and to give back to the mother as she has given to us. Turtle has a shell which is similar to the protection that Earth has employed for centuries as her body has been defiled. Wow, strong words. Mother Earth's protection has come in the form of earth changes, new plant growth, the creation of new land masses by volcanoes, and climate alterations. Like Turtle, you also have shields that protect you from hurt, envy, jealousy, and the unconsciousness of others. Turtle teaches you, through its habit patterns, how to use protection. If you are bothered by the actions or words of others, it's time to go inside of yourself and honor your feelings. If you are attacked, it's time to give a warning snap. If you have chosen the turtle symbol, you are being asked to honor the creative source within you, to be grounded by the earth, and to observe your situation with motherly compassion. Use the water and earth energies, which represent Turtle's two homes, to flow harmoniously with your situation and to place your feet firmly on the ground in a power stance. Turtle is a fine teacher of the art of grounding. You may even be able to overcome some of your space cadet tendencies if you align with Turtle medicine. In learning to ground, you are placing focus on your thoughts and actions and slowing to a pace that assures completion. Okay, we have the element of ending a cycle. Turtle warns of the dangers of pushing the river, as evidenced by the plodding pace it keeps. The corn that is harvested before its time is not yet full. However, if it is given the chance to develop at its own rate, in its own season, its sweetness will be shared by all. Okay, so I'm just going to stop here for a second. I think the strong message here is an encouragement to ground. That's why we have the green element going on in the color here. And I'm just getting this sense that there's something that you have been working on and that it's time to share it if that time is right. If it's not, or if you just don't know, I think we're going to take a step back in order to gain clarity and to take a step back specifically into nature, to go ground yourself, place your bare feet on bare earth kind of concept. Go talk to a tree. And you will know whether or not it is time to let this project into the open, is what I'm hearing. Let me finish this, though. Turtle buries its thoughts like its eggs in the sand and allows the sun to hatch the little ones. This teaches you to develop your ideas before bringing them out into the light. Look at, oh my god, literally what I just said. Look at the old fable of the tortoise and the hare and decide for yourself whether or not you would like to align with the turtle. Bigger, stronger, and faster are not always the best ways to get to a goal. When you arrive, you may be asked where you've been, and you may not be able to remember. In that case, arriving prematurely can make you feel very immature. If you draw the turtle card, it augurs a time of connecting with the power of Earth and the Mother Goddess within. This is a reminder of the ally you have in Mother Earth. It does not matter what situation you have created. Ask for her assistance and abundance will follow. Okay, so for my pile threes, I'm getting the sense that you are creative in some sense. Maybe you have a manuscript you've written, but you're holding back from sharing it with someone, a beta reader, for example, a friend, family member, any sort of critique. You might be a little bit hesitant or shy to get that in the open. You may have written a song. Maybe you don't like your voice, though. Let's see. For some reason, I got a culinary little flash right there. So maybe you want to open a restaurant, but you think that the type of food that you want to serve has already been done before, but no one's done it like you, is what I also just heard. I'm getting this sense, a call for nature, to go to a park. I don't know where you live. If you're like, I'm in Southern California, and I'm from Maine, so I am not. Wow, I just saw my absolute favorite butterfly, which is a swallowtail, so maybe that's a message for you. It's also a message of transformation, but butterflies are also a message of the crystallization of the soul, a reminder that you are infinite, that this is just simply the incarnate that you are this time around, wherever you are. So back to, I'm sorry, I just saw a hummingbird, which is another message of joy and abundance. I get this sense that you've got to let this creative project come, but since you are not positive about it, it's time to go into nature. Yeah, and my throat just closed. So let's see what the tarot has in store for you. Okay. I'm going to start here. So, I don't always take reversals, and I'm going to flip these up just for comprehension's sake, but I'm getting the sense that you are resisting fate. So I just talked about this with my pile twos. When we have major arcana cards, this is about events that we really don't have the power to shift around or change. They're fated. Another way of looking at that is that you designed this before you incarnated on Earth to come into being, and this isn't really energy that you can avoid. When we have minor arcana cards, that's more energy that is mutable. You can still shift that energy around into a favorable outcome, but I also just want to remind you right now that you always have free will, that this tarot reading and any tarot reading is really just a mirror. It's a way for you to look at your subconscious, because truly the subconscious is really what controls and dictates our conscious or waking worlds or realities. So getting into the tarot, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is in reverse, specifically talking about your dad. When it's upright, it's more of the motif or the is allegory what I want to say? I don't know. Now you think that I just choose big fancy words. Maybe that's you. But we have this element of a fatherly figure, and then we have it in reverse, justice. The message of justice is for every good action, you will be rewarded with good karma. A bad decision, deceit, will be met equally with those types of more negative energies. And then we had the King of Cups, which I feel is you. Again, when it's upright outside of us, when it's reversed, I really read that as you. And so I'm seeing you as someone who is extremely emotionally mature. You could be a man who has strong intuition or is just really connected with your emotions. But you could be a woman who is also just has more masculine tendencies or feelings, energies, and I just want to say that we all have both masculine and feminine energies inside us. So I'm just getting the sense that we have a father figure who, this is a little deep. I'm going to ask for a clarifier. I just get the sense that dad is holding you back. Or a grandfather. Okay, universe, what's going on with my pile of threes? I just wanted to say a 4, so maybe you're seeking a little stability in your life. Queen of Cups. Queen of Wands. Okay. I'm taking you back. So we had the King of Cups in reverse, which is you. But then we have the Queen of Cups, which is the entire suit. And I see you as someone is empathic. You might relate to that, or just sensitive to nature, sensitive in general. And when we have the Queen of Cups, we can see that she is regarding an especially beautiful chalice. So this is a very beautiful cup, adorned. We can also see that she's near water, so she's in touch with her feelings and intuition and going with the flow. We also have these angel elements on either side of the cup, which is really a coded message that your uniqueness and singularity is why you are here and not to be like anyone else. I'm getting the sense that, and again, for those of you who this resonates with, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. I'm going to draw a couple more cards. I'm getting the sense that there's some fatherly figure in your life who is holding you back from reaching your creative potential or releasing this creative project. If this is not a creative project that we're talking about, I think it's releasing emotions or how you feel about a situation. Maybe you weren't completely honest about something that happened recently and it's been weighing on your mind. But I also get the idea, when we have this cup fully closed and we have a really open throne, there's no backing. You can see that this is in nature. It too is an invitation to not go halfway with your feelings. Maybe dad's not a feeling kind of person. And that's really causing you to sort of be confused about how you ascertain life. And I'm getting that vibe from the truth we have with a sword and the scales we have. You also could be a Libra, sun sign. The coded message is to not go halfway with your feelings and to truly feel them. I'm also picking up on these 3 cherub angels here, which is sort of like being a kid again, feeling like a kid again, embracing a childlike wonder of the world, maybe a self-limiting belief imposed on you by society, or specifically for some of you, dad, has really made it difficult for you to figure out who you are, especially because you are so sensitive. And don't take offense to that word. I used to. Sensitive just means in tune to so much. Drinking water has different tastes to you. Temperature and light affect you strongly. Someone's negative energy is really, you really feel it, is the vibe that I'm getting. And I'm just going to set that up there. Is there any other message from here? The 4 is stability. This card is oftentimes an invitation to pioneer and go ahead. Maybe you need to hear that. To embrace this, the spirit of the Emperor, which is the goddess spring, which is my favorite time of year, and to be a trailblazer, to go forward, maybe take a different path, is another message. For me, 11 is a master number, which means, in a sense, it's just a spiritual guided number. So maybe you see 1111 a lot. That could be a communication with your guides. We all have guides. That's not a woo-woo thing. And not 11, let's see. 11 could technically break down to 2, but it's a master number, so we technically don't do that. It just means that you are being guided at this time, but since, again, we have these major arcana cards in reverse, we are resisting some aspect, some cycle that needs to come and end. Maybe this is a relationship that you give up on, and you say, I'm done. I'm not going to let this parent figure, because it could also be mom, who just has a lot of masculine tendencies. I'm not going to let this parent figure really overrule my life anymore, and dictate it. But then you come back, and you set up those boundaries, but you let them go, because you're so sensitive, and you feel like you're doing a disservice. It's mom, like it's dad, like I really have to be there for them. They really need me. But they're drawing from your energy, is what I'm getting, or they don't see you for your uniqueness and individuality. They don't see you for how special you are. I just keep getting drawn back to this gorgeous cup, and it's adorned this way because you are this cup, this one part, but also a part of the whole, which is Earth or the universe. And I'm just going to draw a couple more clarifiers. Not taking all of these or any of them. Can I just have 1 or 2 cards? Heard clarity. I think that some of you really could. So this did want to come out. We have the fast-moving energy of the 8. 8's about mastery and reflection. I'm getting a heavy sense that we need to be grounding right now. Some element of connecting with nature. Why are 8 of Wands here? Is this also an invitation to let this creative project go? To let this relationship go? Because you'll be moving forward. What is going on for my pile? 3s. Okay. me a second. So, when I see this card, upright, to me this says you're making a decision, you're trying to make a decision, but you have been living inside your head for so long that you're not actually making a decision and time is just going on. When it is reverse, and maybe you just made the decision right now in this reading, which could be the message. And again, I'm not getting a heavy sense that this Wheel of Fortune should be reversed. I don't take reversals all of the time. And what I'm seeing is another 10, which is the end of a cycle. And the Wheel of Fortune truly reminds us the ups and downs of fate is what it's saying. This element in your life that's weighing heavily on your mind right now is going to come to light and needs to. It's going to happen regardless because we have the major arcana. But since they were reversed, you are heavily, heavily avoiding this. And I want to give you encouragement to go forward, to cut this tie, to release this project. Whatever aspect, this element of creation and end of a cycle is going to mean something different to everyone. So, and I apologize, you can hear the water heater going behind me, so I'm sorry if that's especially loud. But just wrapping up for my pile threes, before we draw some messages from the void, I'm getting this sense that you have made this decision, okay? And this fast energy that came through is making me think that you just made that decision now. And what I really want you to do is move forward. And I'm actually really excited for you because I see a sort of blessing coming. And this was all fated. The Wheel of Fortune coming right here, the 10 starting at the beginning and ending of this reading, says to me that this is just a cycle that's coming through. And not to resist, but really, really go with the flow. Go with the flow. This is all going to work out as everything is. Let's go ahead and see what messages from the void. So what I mean is that before every reading, I sit down and I like to do some automatic writing. Words, sentences, phrases will come out. For you guys, it's the only pile that I had 4 come to mind, so I will draw 2. And here are my 2. The first one is Symphony. When this came out, I immediately thought work together. So perhaps this is a creative project that you really need to seek some friends with. This isn't something perhaps you feel like you can do by yourself, so go ahead and just ask some people that you know to help work with you on it. And the other card that I have is Fox, and I just heard Cunning. And I think that my pile of 3s are highly intuitive, and foxes could also just be symbolic. They could be a spirit animal for you. This could be a confirmation and affirmation of any sort. But again, your messages from the void are Symphony and Fox. And that is it for my pile 3s. This one was a little up in the air for me. If it did resonate with you, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more messages like this in the future, you can press subscribe, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Thank you. Bye.